service of CNC Worldwide.
The Daily is a service of CNC News and Jib Jab. Greetings, I'm Bud Lowell. You find the full AccuWeather forecast right across the top of these CNC local news pages. A Siena poll finds two parts of the tougher New York gun law are strongly supported by voters: the ban on the sale of assault-style rifles and boosting the penalty for illegally buying guns or using guns on school grounds. That finding is part of a general poll on Governor Andrew Cuomo's performance as he starts his third year in office. It shows the governor continues to have strong support from voters. 60% say he's doing a good or at least an okay job, compared with 38% who say no. His favorable rating is 71%. All 9 of Governor Cuomo's State of the State proposals get strong support from voters, including raising the state minimum wage, lengthening the school year, and public campaign financing. The Siena poll was being taken both before, during, and after the introduction of the New York SAFE Act, the gun control measure. Siena found that voters support banning assault weapons and magazines holding more than 7 rounds by 73 to 26% statewide. They support tougher penalties on buying or holding illegal guns by 91 to 8%. New York voters don't like the idea of putting armed guards in schools, though, or of training and arming teachers, as proposed by the NRA as a barrier to school shooting incidents. Voters narrowly oppose the armed guards idea, 52 to 46%, and a clearer 69% oppose armed teachers. The Rochester Genesee Regional Transportation Authority has started fitting regional transit buses with a new fare box, one the agency says is easier to use and for the first time makes change, at least after fashion. The new box accepts bills up to $20 denominations. It also takes coins. If you need to pay for a $3 all-day pass and say you only have a $5, the machine will issue change in the form of a stored value pass that doesn't expire and that you can use to pay for future rides. You can also scan your ride pass directly in this machine. The new fare boxes should be on all RTS buses by the middle of February. This is a $4.3 million upgrade. It's the first major change in riding the bus in Rochester for more than 20 years. It's nearly curtains for the old East Avenue Wegmans store. Almost time for the curtain to rise on the new one. Wegmans says it will close the old store sometime in late February as it transitions to the new store, which they're building next door. Once the old store closes, it'll be knocked flat and become the new parking lot for the brand new East Avenue Wegmans. The new store is planned for an opening May 19th. It'll be double the size, although still a bit smaller than the company's suburban stores. Customers will have to shop somewhere else for 2 months, but people who get their prescriptions filled at the East Avenue Wegmans Pharmacy will be able to go right across the street to a temporary pharmacy. It'll open as soon as the existing one closes. And an East Rochester man has pleaded guilty to charges of running a marijuana growing operation and of stealing scrap metal from railroad cars. Arundecoit police say 40-year-old Christopher Montfort was using a house on Norridge Drive for his drug operation. They seized grow lights, scales, and 276 marijuana plants. He'll be sentenced in March, and he faces 20 years in prison, possibly a $1 million fine on that crime. Montfort also pleaded separately to burglary charges for stealing more than 67 tons of processed scrap metal from railroad cars. This happened in the summer of 2009 at the CSX Railroad Yard south of Batavia. To the left of the player window, you'll find links to these and other stories. At the bottom of the page are links that you can use to post news and information directly to us. And because we're a community news resource, we want to know about wedding and birth announcements, business openings, neighborhood, and community news. So post those items to us. Thank you very much. The next news is as it happens. Updates are when necessary, and you help us be the judge of that. I'm Bud Lowell, CNC News.